I am facing a major challenge with this rundown since I know how knowledgeable our perusers are with regards to motion pictures. By and by, I will do it in any case. This is a rundown of movies that most of individuals have not seen, and at times likely haven't knew about, that are incredible in their own specific manner and ought to be looked as quickly as time permits. Cautioning. Some video cuts contain terrible language and bareness. There are likewise spoilers here. Individuals with a fear of taxidermy should keep away from Thing 4. 10. Idiot Earn 1998, Lars von Trier. From The Overseer of Dancer in the Dark, and Dogvalley, we have Idiot Earn, one of his most abnormal dogme films. A gathering of entirely insightful youngsters choose to respond to society's clique of an erratic, non-inventive, and non-capable type of knowledge by living respectively in a network of morons. Their principal action gets going out into the universe of ordinary individuals and professing to be intellectually hindered. They exploit this circumstance to make turmoil wherever they proceed to attempt by each potential way to make individuals irritated, upset, hopeless, absurd, incensed, and stunned. The movies start as they enroll another lost soul and acquainted her with their egotist chief. 9. The Quiet Earth 1985, Jeff Murphy. This will speak to the science fiction sweethearts. A man awakens to get himself truly alone on the planet, and approaches attempting to discover different survivors, just as to discover what occurred. He speculates that an administration research venture he was associated with had something to do with the vanishing of everybody. In the end he finds a few others, and once they start to believe each other they attempt to make sense of why they were left on Earth. Primus Player Placeholder. 8. Suffocating by Numbers 1988, Peter Greenaway. 3 ages of ladies, a mother, her girl, and her niece, all called Sissy Colpitts, experience disappointment with their spouses and cause them to suffocate. The nearby coroner, a deep-rooted game player called Majet, is brought into a plot to camouflage the killings. The story is paced by the numbers balanced 100, which show up successively through the film. 7. The Hairdresser's Husband 1990, Patrice Leconte. Antoine, a young man, begins to look all starry-eyed at the nearby beautician, so he gets a hairstyle each time he can. This circumstance messes some up with his folks. Be that as it may, when he grows up, he is as yet fixated on the haircutting, and one fine day he gets into a hairstyling salon, meets the stylist, Mathilde, they experience passionate feelings from the start side, and start an abnormal relationship. A regularly French film that is certainly justified regardless of the watch. 6. Into Great Silence 2005, Philip Groening. This is an oddball here in light of the fact that it is really a narrative, however it is too acceptable to even consider leaving off. Settled somewhere down in the postcard impeccable French Alps, the Grande Chartreuse is viewed as one of the world's most plain cloisters. In 1984, German producer Philip Groening wrote to look for consent from the Carthusian request to make a narrative about them. 16 years after the fact they were prepared for him, and sans team or fake lighting, Groening lived in the priest's quarters for a half-year shooting their day-by-day petitions, errands, ceremonies and uncommon open-air journeys. 5. 6 Degrees of Separation 1993, Fred Scapisi. A shockingly genuine presentation by Will Smith truly makes this film, that and the consistently great acting of Stockard Channing and Donald Sutherland. Flan and Wissa Kittredge, rich NYC workmanship vendors, are approached one night by a youngster, Paul, who maintains to be a companion of their children's from Harvard. They offer him a bed for the evening. He captivates them with a home-prepared dinner and brilliant discussion. The following morning, they discover that he isn't all he is by all accounts. Their examinations are interesting and lead them to reconsider their lives. This depends freely on a genuine story. 4. Alice 1988, Jan Svankmajer. Individuals with a fear of taxidermy might need to give this one a miss. An importantly strange screen form of Lewis Carroll's epic Alice in Wonderland, blending one live entertainer, Alice, with an enormous assortment of vile enlivened mannequins, running from the complex, the White Rabbit, to the inconceivably straightforward, the Caterpillar, comprising of a sock, a few glass eyes and a couple of dentures. The first story is followed sensibly dependably, however those acquainted with this present chief's different movies won't be even a tiny bit shocked by the various deviations into Svankmajer domain, living pieces of meat whatnot. As the initial portrayal says, it's a film made for kids, maybe. 3. Celebration 1977, Derek Jarman. Perceive the kid on the floor? It's Adam Ant. This is one of the most notorious movies by Derek Jarman. Sovereign Elizabeth I goes to late 20th century Britain to find a tacky and discouraging scene where life generally appears to be careless and is at any rate held modest. 3 post-punk young ladies while away their vacuous presence decently well, every now and then wandering into murder to ease the weariness. 2. Lover Travail 1999, Claire Denis. The video above is from the finish of the film where Denis Lavant makes something happen or two. It is a significant interesting scene, however the film itself is intense. This film centers around ex-Foreign Legion official, Galop, as he reviews his once radiant life, driving soldiers in the Gulf of Djibouti. His reality there was cheerful, severe, and controlled, yet the appearance of an encouraging youthful select, Centane, plants the seeds of desire in Galop's psyche. He feels constrained to prevent him from going to the consideration of the commandant who he respects, however who overlooks him. Eventually, his envy prompts the demolition of both Centane and himself. 1. Passing in Venice 1971, Luchino Visconti. I at long last figured out how to discover a trailer for this magnum opus film by Luchino Visconti. It is the last scene, so it contains spoilers. Anyway, it is likewise one of the most significant minutes in film, so it merits viewing. The whole film is loaded up with stunning pictures. The music you hear is Mahler's Adagietto from his Fifth Ensemble. It plays a ton through the film. In this variation of the Thomas Mann epic, cutting-edge writer Gustav Aschenbach, approximately dependent on Gustav Mahler, goes to a Venetian oceanside retreat looking for rest after a time of creative and individual pressure. Be that as it may, he finds no harmony there, for he before long builds up an upsetting appreciation for a young adult kid, Tadzio, in the midst of a getaway with his family. The kid typifies an ideal of magnificence that Aschenbach has since quite a while ago looked for, and he gets beguiled. In any case, the beginning of a savage plague undermines them both truly and speaks to the debasement that bargains and compromises all beliefs.